All right. Hello, Cancer. This is Carrie Mubarak at wooingnature.life. Hope everything is good for you. I'm feeling great. I am outside. It's a breezy, chilly day, but I am managing because I just need to be outside in nature. It's always a good thing to do. I need to angle up a little bit, try to get all of my extraneous stuff out of the frame. We are talking about December 2019 Cancer. And we are talking about its ascent into 2020. 2020 is the time of deep introspection in terms of bridging some gaps within and bridging some gaps without. So, we're talking about bridging and being a bridge and what being a bridge is all about. First of all, you have to build a bridge within inside of yourself because you have two sides of yourself, masculine and feminine, yin and yang. Um, and they serve their purpose. But now we are moving a little closer to center. In relationship to that, we are expressing ourselves not so much as these very opposing sides of the self. So we want to be on the lookout for where these oppositions exist internally. And then when the oppositions exist internally, then you know that the oppositions begin to exist externally. So wherever you're having oppositions, you need to pay attention to that because that is going to alert you as to what you need to examine internally, um, and what you're working out, what you're bringing yourself to balance around, because it's all about balance. Balance is the pivot point of health. It's where it starts. It's where health begins. It's where it lives. It's where it camps out. And so if you are either, too much on one side or too much on another side, whatever it might be, some people are really focused energetically on the physical and then they leave the spiritual out. Some people are more focused on the mental and they leave out the emotional side of themselves. So it's about bringing yourself back to balance so that you're not one sided or, lopsided or, whatever way you want to think about that. Okay. So 2020 is the focus. You got those two twos there, which means, a double dive or a deep dive into the duality, into the dual nature of yourself and into humanity as well. We're going to be looking within and without during 2020. 2020 implies that you have 2020 vision, that you have your vision in play. Your vision, you don't want it to be cloudy. You want it to be clear. And right now, it's going to be a little bit cloudy because you're still dealing with that dualistic perception. And that's a part of it. You're on earth. You're going to have that. That's a part of your existence. But as I said, we collectively, as a collective, we are all moving towards center on that. Okay. A lot of the and I'm probably going to raise some eyebrows about this, but I don't care. A lot of the things that we're dealing with as far as gender, a lot of the gender conversations that we're having is about being non-binary. All of that kind of thing is really, in essence, drawing us closer to the center of ourselves in terms of humanity. It may be tough, it may be difficult, it may be some concepts some people don't agree with, and that kind of thing. But the whole conversation is really allowing our minds to stretch itself around the concept of what we have perceived as being our dualistic, um, purview, our dualistic environment, our dualistic energy field that we've been in, and we're adjusting that, we're changing that. There's some changes that are being made there, of course, and then we're being a part of it. So that's what you're preparing for in December. You're really preparing for January 2020 when all of this stuff kind of kicks in and starts to take effect. I find it to be a period of inactivity. It's a period of inactivity that comes before a period of very heavy activity. So, December, you're going to be relaxing. You're probably not going to be as active, not going to be as busy, and that's on purpose because you have to really prepare your energy field to be able to take in all of this new information. If it's going to be information for some of you, it's just going to be pure energy coming through, and you're going to be feeling that. In some cases, it's going to be, you're going to start to see a surplus of. Um, could be surplus of people if you're accustomed to dealing with people, or you're a people person, or you find yourself in people situations. You might find there's a surplus of people, so all of a sudden more people that you're having to deal with. If it's about money and finances, it could be a surplus of money coming through. Even still, like what people need to realize, especially where it concerns finances, when the dough starts rolling in, you get excited, but you can't be emotional with money, or else it'll be everywhere and you won't have it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like a mirage in front of your eyes. So you want to be able to be grounded, very grounded, and very centered during this time. And so December is really what that's all about. All right, so I've got the steampunk out for you all, which, tells me there may be some work situations or something coming up for you all. And we're starting out with the devil in reverse, which is a great way to start, right? I always say, whenever I get the devil in reverse, I say put the devil in the hole. Keep him in the hole. Keep him down. The devil is those things, those mental things, and those verbal things, and those little arrows that point at your head and try to get you off your game, try to get you off your focus. You have to stay focused. You have to remain in focus with whatever it is that you have designed yourself to do, and what you have been designed to do. I don't know who's shooting, but we're going to keep moving forward. No bullets flying here. All right, that is, I don't know, was that your 21 gun salute? Cancer? I don't know. All right, so we're going to do away. We are going to do away with those kinds of thoughts and thinking that kind of gets you down. I'm getting that that's coming from the outside, or you may be getting some of that from the outside. If you're getting it from the outside, then definitely examine the inside. But really, it's something on the inside that you've got to really deal with and cut and then in that vein, by doing that, you start to draw in the type of this is like pure fire energy, is the sun. So it's like drawing in the warmth and the fire and the fuel that you need to get to the next thing. I am getting a Nine of Cups in reverse, and I'm getting an Eight of Swords for you, Cancer. So my question is, if you are not at that point, then we're still dealing with this energy, this devil, putting those thoughts, putting those ideas, putting those hang-ups, obstacles. They're obstacles of the mind is what I'm feeling. Obstacles of, yeah, definitely obstacles of the mind, because we got to Eight of Swords right here. So it's obstacles of the mind, and that's what's getting in the way of you really being able to get the full Nelson here, right? You may be getting bits and pieces, but you're not getting the full. It looks like you're pretty drained out and tired right now, Cancer. If you are drained out and tired, you know that what you got to do. You're burning the candle on both ends, and you're doing a lot, and that's, I was going to say it's commendable, but it really, at this point, it isn't commendable, because it is affecting you. It's affecting your health. It's affecting um, your overall well-being, and I'm just getting that you're burning the candle on both ends. For me, this card is burning the candle on both ends. Yep, you got to take a break from that. I think that goes back to what's going on, what the things that are plaguing your mind. I think that's what that's going back to. It's almost like, you're doing the most because of what you're thinking about it, how you're thinking about it. You need to go to your spirit place. Your spirit place is where every answer lives. That's where all the things that you need in order to move forward, get forward your thinking, be forward thinking. All of that is coming from the high priestess. It's not coming from, you trying to think yourself out of something or into something. It's not coming from that place. It's really coming from your spirit. Your spirit is driving it. So lean on your spirit. You're going to need to lean on your spirit. All right, we've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. That's about again, that's about your mindset. It's about where your mind, where your mentally how you're feeling about your situation. This all goes back to the devil. This goes back to this. It goes back to this. All of this is here together, right? So, how you are responding to the situation, to this, how you're responding to, whatever confusion or discombobulation that's going on inside of yourself, you have to kind of switch your gears around it. You have really got to just go straight to the spirit of the thing. How do you get there? You get there through prayer, supplication, prayer and supplication. Supplication meaning to supplant yourself, to prostrate yourself, and give up, like just really surrender to the spirit. It's about really, really surrendering to the spirit. Some of you are already on the road to that, but this is really calling for you to really, really. I mean, it's really, really. It's not just you're not just kind of skirting the surface of this. You really are being called to that place, and that is so that this thing doesn't begin to take over. This has to go because you don't want it to take over. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. And plus, on top of that, you have the Sun card, and you do have the Nine of Cups. It is in reverse, but to me, when it shows up a reading, it means it's available to you. The energy is there. It is there for you, but there's some definite blockage. But the blockage is the path that you're taking toward, the Sun. You don't want to be, what's that, daedalus? The path you're taking toward the Sun, you want to be careful. You might get burnt. So you got to be in sync. You got to be in sync. All right, we've got the Knight of Cups here. That means you need a little love in your life. You need a little affection, a little emotion, something. You need to bring some emotion back into your situation, because I feel like, Cancer, I feel like what's happening is that this is where the balance is. This is what we're talking about with this balancing that has to happen. I feel like, it's not that you're just, it's too much. It's like you're doing the most, as the kids say. You're doing the most, and you don't need to do the most. What you need to do is balance. You don't need to do anything else. You need to just balance out. And right now, what the balance I'm getting is that there needs to be something feeding the emotional side of yourselves. And Cancer, you all rule the emotions. Y'all are ruled by the moon and the emotions and everything else. So your emotional self has to be fed. It has to be fed. Okay? We've got the Hangman, which is about releasing burdens, releasing things. Could be about forgiveness if it's something of the heart. Since we got the Knight of Cups coming in to bring this emotional energy right here, it could be about forgiveness, because forgiveness is the way to release the heart. When the heart is burdened, when the heart is troubled, when the heart is weighed down, forgiveness releases the heart. Okay? Ace of Wands in reverse, being able to grasp, or being able to really hone and honor the place within yourself that is motivating you. And again, I feel like that's where the Sun is buried and this Nine of Cups is buried. It's in here. It's in being able to really really embrace your passion, but embrace it with the warmth of the heart. Not just whatever you feel like it can do for you. I guess that's the best way for me to describe that. All right, so yeah, this is like tight. It feels very tight right now, Cancer, during December. So let's get something to something of a break, or something of to break the energy. I feel like I want to break the energy. Let's go to something else. All right, I'm moving to the Sun and Moon Tarot just to clarify, quantify, qualify. Yeah, we got the Ace of Wands here. It's about fire. Ace of Wands actually coming in reverse here. So again, we're talking about that fire. We got the Ace of Wands again. That's twice. That's twice. So what can we do to adjust the energy? What can we do to adjust? How do we adjust the energy? How do we adjust it? All right, let's see what we got. All right, so this is good. This is like finding your place of confidence. The King of Wands. This is about finding a place of confidence, but finding it in your imagination and finding it in your, in your wildest dreams. So you need to spend some time. I'm going to recommend creative visualization meditation for you all, because it's like to let your mind free up. It's like to free your mind up, right? Do something creative. That's another way to get to it, is to do something creative. Do something that kind of takes you outside of your thinking and into another space. Sculpting things that you do with your hands. Handicrafts are good ways to kind of get yourself out of your head. Dance, I recommend that. And then, like I said, creative visualization. If you want to do that, let me know. I can guide you through that if you need that. But yeah, I feel like that's where it is. It's you gotta let your mind be just a little bit free. Well, that's sweet. You know what I'm saying? And that's the balance. That's really what the balance looks like, to be honest with you, because like we're saying, it feels so heavy, it feels so tight. Everything feels so tight. How do we get past the tightness? By, being creative, like letting your mind free. Yeah. That'll take some of the tightness away. It's too tight. I feel like where you're going and what you're doing and how you're going about doing it, is the energy is too tight around it. You gotta loosen it up a little bit. Do something different, that really wakes up the creative energy inside of you. All right, anything else for Cancer? I think that's it. Lighten it up, okay? Oh, yeah. All right, so I got these two, the Magician and the Five of Swords. Again, that inner conflict, the things that you gotta put it down. That part, any kind of little gnawing back of the head stuff that's gnawing at you and keeping you from your promise, what was promised to you, you got to do away with that. And that's how you're going to be able to make the change that you're looking for, Cancer, in December. So have some fun in December. Right? Do something creative for yourself. Do something with your hands, or either do something that lets your body be free during the December months, right? In preparation for what's coming through for you. I'm not getting that it's not there. Like I said, we've got two things that are trying to make it through to you. All we got to do is just loosen up the tension, take some of the tension out, and all will be well. All right, if you are in the Miami-Dade County area, I will be at Art Basel December 5th through the 8th. I'll be giving Reiki. I'll be giving stone meds. I'll be doing readings. I'll be in the mist. I'm going to be checking out the art. I'm going to be checking out the shows. If you all are down there, check me out. If you want to make your appointment ahead of time, you can like or friend us on Facebook, and then go to the Book Now button, and you can go ahead and book your appointment while you're there. You don't have to be in Miami to get your reading during the first week in December. I am available all during the times that you see on the appointment booking there, 12 to 8 most days. And so if you want to get your reading right now, that would be a great time to get it done as we're preparing for the new year. For those of you who want to do your new year readings, this would be the time to do it. So check me out. I am at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. Website is wooingnature.life. And then if you're on social media, we're at Wooing Nature. I hope you have a great December and you're having a wonderful life.